I've been thinking about this theme for a while for my own personal clarity until I decided to share what I think about these things now. I may beat about the bush quite a bit, or maybe not. I may not, or I may. Let's see how things unfold. There is not much possibility for some illustration. But then, on the other hand, there is always a possibility for illustration. Whatever I have illustrated in a piece of paper is is what are the images that I get in my mind when I think about these issues. All right, they may appear disjointed in the beginning, but they may make sense if you stick around. So here we are. Here's you always seeking things, always trying to know things, and you, me, or anyone likes to, we like to seek things when there are certain things that are not going our way. When we feel stuck, when things are slow, when they are not making sense, that's when we make an effort, take the pain to look for answers. If everything was going perfectly well, why would we look around for searching for answers? So that's you, that's me actually. And this is the knowledge which I have depicted in form of a book because these days not many people read books, but I wanted to make a book because too much internet can be bad for eyesight. So, yeah. So, even if you don't read those books or a source of knowledge, you don't get a hold on the source of knowledge. The book exists, you exist. It's not that the knowledge doesn't exist, it does exist, but it's not, the connection isn't established. Simple way of establishing this contact or connection is to look at the, is to read the source of knowledge, which is whichever it may be. So there's this connection that's established. There are certain rays that I have made which may or may not be visible. Yeah, it may or may not be visible, but then, yep, as you read, as you see, a connection is immediately established, and what's written in form of symbols gets into your system and gets 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 recorded in your cell memory. Why am I saying this? You'll know in a while. Here's the second half of the paper. Here's the second half of the paper. All right. So, okay. This is Earth, and on some point on Earth are you. You're born. When you're born, wherever the moon, whatever the placement of moon is, and whichever constellation it's facing, that's your uh, each constellation is ruled by some zodiac. Okay, so whichever constellation the moon is facing when you're born, that's your lunar sign. Whichever constellation sun is facing, things are not visible. Sorry, Ganeshji. Okay. Um. Nyam, 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 nyam. Yep. Okay. So this is sun. And this is the constellation. Which is visible to you every morning until the evening because that's where the light of sun is directed in that particular month. That's your sun sign. And when you're born on the eastern sky there is a constellation, and that's your rising sign. And since, as I said, each constellation is ruled by a zodiac, so that decides which uh, transition or planet's transition that you're born in. Okay, whichever be your last birth, the last breath that you take, the moment the last breath comes in and doesn't go out, that time all your karmas get recorded in a cloud, just like a cloud, like we have Google Cloud. All that we do gets recorded in it. All that we do on our uh, system, laptop, computer, phone gets recorded. Even if we delete it from our phone's memory or laptop memory or desktop memory, you can't delete the things that you did from the main server. It's there. And that's how detectives or investigators also find out, who did you WhatsApp, what did you write, even if you delete the history, which all websites you visited. It's all there. You can't permanently delete it. So same is the case. Whatever karmas we did, whatever we thought, whatever we felt, it all gets recorded in a cloud, what many of us know as Akashic records. All right, moving on. So, according to the nature, the structure, the quality of the cloud that we had managed to create in our last lives, according to that, a certain chart is given to us, what we know as uh, horoscope. This is the Vedic chart. Western chart looks different. All right. So so far all things were disjointed. They may appear so for a bit longer, but hey, everything gets joined or connected in the end. Hmm. Yeah. Another paper. That's you with different chakras, which you may not be aware of, but you're at least aware of the emotions. You have different emotions: happiness, ambition, uh, and then passion, then survival instinct. All those seven things that you see in Maslow's pyramids, that's actually there in form of the chakras in our body, in form of emotions. The higher emotion is for everybody's good. This is speaking your truth, self esteem. This is survival, the lowermost chakra, that's survival in Maslow's law, right? Physiological, in order to survive. The second one is procreation, and then uh, emotional security, etc., etc. Then ambition, all those things that follow. And this is Sahasrara chakra, crown chakra is the self-actualization. When you feel one with the God, your work is your God. People derive utmost pleasure in creating things, pretty much like how God's calling is creating the universe, perhaps. Anyways, so since the chakras, wheels, but they're double wheels like this. So the light comes in, light, the white light, the pran energy, the seven colors that comes in, enters our body, obviously invisible, but gets transferred according to the frequency it can travel. You science students would know when the when the wavelength is short, frequency is more. When frequency is more, it gets obstructed sooner, right? Something is like tightly bound, it won't get transferred. Something is loosely bound, it can find its way through. right? Like we cannot pass through brick. Water will somehow manage to pass through brick. Just an example, okay? So there are two chakras on either side of the reed ki haddi or spinal cord or whatever you call them. Chakras, one is anti-clockwise, rotating anti-clockwise. That's why it's pulling everything downwards, pretty much like how uh, the nature of anti-clockwise movement is, if I remember correctly. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that both the chakras or the wheels are moving in separate direction because the chakra that's attracting the white light towards itself has the work function of attracting the light towards it, while the other one is work function is to relay that light. When it relays that light, what happens? It relays that light with such force. And you, another piece of information. All our cells in the body, let's say for example, blood, is it even visible? Nope. Yeah. So let's say this is the blood cell. Okay. So you have organelles. A cell would have also have organs, right? Which we know as organelles. So there is a steam like smallest, even smaller than an atom thing rotating around. This is just see it as a charge, okay? Something which is just there and not there, like a steam. It's rotating around a rotating, always moving atom. Everything in us or everywhere is always moving, except for the solids in which things are moving very slow. So energy is condensed, has condensed to such a level that it has solidified. So all everything, since everything is moving, besides everything that everything is moving, so this is magnetic eons kind of a thing that is moving. It gets sucked up into places of greater activity, which are chakras. They're just like photocopy, they're just like how a seal is what do you call it? I don't know the English word for thappa. It's like you bang it against the paper, and that the impression uh, uh, would be transferred on the paper. Like you have your seals for those. I know it as seals. Okay, that's SEAL one. Mm, so similar. I read this particular bit somewhere, and I made a video about this particular thing last year during Navratri. So this is how it happens that uh, whatever light that comes inside, whatever be the function, however healthy or slow or fast moving is your chakra, whatever information it has uh, encoded is it gets decoded by this process, that it hits against the uh, smallestest uh, this steam looking kind of a moving body that gets gravitated towards chakra, so that message is passed, and those after getting hit by the information laden uh, mm, bits that these chakras are relaying, they get banged back into their original place, or they continue to flow. So that's our man. Man is water ruled. It flows. It's not actually water. What I mean is it's fluid. It flows. So that's how our mind functions. It changes. It changes, right? Passions, emotions, they change. Desires, they change. Okay. So this is how it functions. Now, another bit, the latter half, like the last bit. This is us. Hmm? This is us, the small point. There are thousands of small points, zillions of small points that are living, wearing a body, and they are ruled by this chart, which in turn is ruled by the cloud that you had managed to create. So since you were born at a particular in a particular constellation, the rising sign which had your all karmas condensed into a form of a paradigm that you would follow in your current life. So you started out here in which in a under a constellation which was ruled by a certain planet, and now you've reached another stage of your life. Let's say this. So you were born in, let's say, Sun's constellation, or okay, Mars constellation. Now you've reached Saturn's constellation. So what happens? Every light in the universe gets filtered through that Saturn aura, which is dark. Like when you are ruled by, when you're going through a transition of Jupiter. Jupiter is depicted by yellow color. Yellow is your sun chakra, that's your Manipur, or what do you call it? Stomach chakra. What is it called? Solar chakra. Yeah, Manipur chakra. So everything that your Manipur chakra or your ambition gets activated. So during Jupiter transition, people go through different. They achieve feats. Antardasha or in inner transition, inter transition stage has secondary effect. Hmm. Well, let me not go into that. So let's say this is your chart, but it is surrounded by a smoke-like grayish uh, grayish mm, film. No light passes through black. So especially during Saturn transition and inter transition or antardasha, also being Saturn, people feel enormously depressed. There is a certain pointlessness because no light is reaching their chakra. Everything seems to be blocked. And when everything gets dark in a room, when you switch off the light in at night, you're not able to see anything. You feel insecure. If you fall asleep, cool. If you're not asleep, you're not able to sleep. Everything seems you need some light to see your way through. So yeah, everything gets filtered. All lights get filtered through this black smoke like gray light that surrounds during um Saturn transition. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the last bit is that these are the colors of the chakras, but these are energies basically, right? Because this is just the bifurcation. You've cut the cake into seven different portions that were in seven different layers. Each layer is this hmm, different color. Each layer, each each frequency is ruled by a certain deity. Now, is that a mythology? What is mythology? Coming from the word myth? Obviously not. This is pure science. Seven colors. Each color has has a ruler. So if it is blocked because of you're not able to feel ambition. You're not able to feel. I'm giving you an example. You're not able to feel any passion. You're not able to feel a survival instinct. You're not able to feel ambition. You're not able to feel the heartfelt emotions, or not able to speak your truth. Whatever be the case, whichever chakra is blocked because of your chart and your in transition, you're not able to see your way through. It gets blocked. That light just doesn't get inside you, or gets inside you filtered by certain thing that has already filtered it. If you haven't ever seen yellow light, how would you know that there is a light that is yellow that exists? And your ambition doesn't get ignited. You're not able to see through. So you you pray. You pray to that energy. Come to me, and nothing in this world is just like that. There has to be something that has that particular thing in control. The water on our planet gets controlled by the celestial bodies and the chemical composition, the air composition that earth has. So there are energies that control everything. So similarly, we we pray to these energies. Suppose we are not able to feel any ambition, that's yellow color, nothing is visible, damn. Okay, so we are not able to, energies are not energies, frequencies are not frequencies, frequencies are energies, energies are deities. So we pray to them. We pray to them, please come more because I'm simply not able to see my way through. I have, for example, done my medical, but I don't know whether I want to be a doctor or I want to help people on in rural areas or go to some third world country. What should I do? Because I'm torn. People at my house or my own desire is to have certain level of material wealth as well, but my other half says, my heart chakra says that this is pointless. Let's go into that. What should I do? What I need to see? This was just an example, right? Or you just can't see which business you should open. So few people are so, and how unfair it is to compare everyone with everyone else. Everyone has a different chart, everyone gets different light filtered come through so many different structures. They will not see what you're seeing. We need to pray. Then we need to pray to these energies. I may call it Ganesha or Shiva. You may call it, or let me just say, I may call it Tata. You may call it Lala, or somebody else might call it Kaka, KQK, whatever. But we are basically praying, praying to that deity. That deity understands. Oh, it's calling me. We we pray to it that okay, make things balanced. All these deities are deities because they've got this amazing heart chakra already. I mean, they're already there, up there. They are not living on earth. They are not earthbound. They are not jad or matter. They are not bound by matter. They've already achieved that kind of height. So obviously, their heart is all quite big. There is accommodation for everyone. So if you pray to them that you will be on the right path, please give me this, please give me clarity. I can't see my ambition. I never seem to get any relationship security. How come people move away despite me putting my best foot forward, or whatever be or why am I not able to speak my truth? Or why do I speak things in a harsh way? Why can't I put them across in the most gentle way? Whatever be, I mean, these are all examples. They actually make a difference. So, just learning about things is Gyan Marg, knowledge. When you start praying to them, that's devotion, that's Bhakti Marg. Knowledge can only take you that far. They make things understand. Your mind becomes more fertile. But seed has to be put, it has to be watered. And that is through connecting with deities. They you We don't have any idea how they function, but they function. So they open these closed gates, these chakras. They give the right amount of light, and we suddenly get the clarity, okay, this is how it can function. Why didn't I, they give the clarity of right thing at the right time at the right place. So these are blessings. What are blessings? What are blessings? According to me, because everyone has their own connotation of things, and we don't even know which connotation is right. Maybe all are right in varying degrees. So, blessing is when the deity gives you that light which you are lacking. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed.